Oh, Pino showed me some of the most, what was that scene? With the Zenny guy in Osaka.
Oh, yeah.
It was the dub, baby.
The dub is so good. I turned on the dub for that episode, and I'm like, oh my god, is this real?
No, Michi.
Realer than all this money in the bank, Holmes.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Welcome, you're listening to the Funky Anime Podcast. This is Garb speaking. Today we begin Season 4 of the podcast, ready to talk about Studio Trigger's Kill la Kill. Just real quick, if you haven't seen the show, you can keep listening. We'll warn you before there's any major spoilers, but also be aware there's some heavy themes, so they're scattered about here and there. But anyway, let's go. So, joining the nudist colony today, we have myself and our new arrivals. How are you today, Pino?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm ready to climb the ranks. I am sick of being a no-star.
Aren't we all? How about you, Chuck?
A little bit. There's like a draft in here. Can I put on my pants now?
No.
Oh.
You can stand behind one of the cabinets.
Okay, thank you.
So today, for what we're talking about, Kill la Kill. I chose it. I've wanted to watch it on the podcast for a long time. I've hyped it up probably for years now. But I'm excited to talk about it because there's a lot of crazy themes and stuff. But real quick, we want to thank our wonderful patrons. We've got supporting characters, Cosmos, Cream Puff, Jazzymon, and Sid. And we have the delightful minor character, Sinseed. All right.
Good.
Nice.
Good.
I'm trying to listen.
Smooth. Look at that.
We're blasting through this because I really want to talk about this show.
There's no jokes here now.
Dude, we're
Anyway.
doing the
What did I sign up
Shippu.
for?
We're blasting through, you know?
Nah, I heard you say Shippuden. No thanks.
Guys,
I'm kidding.
Guys, real quick though, I am reading Naruto because I promised people in the Patreon that I would read it again to give my honest shake. Still not good.
Hey man, just keep at it, man. It's a fun run.
I'm in the Chunin exam, so I'm vibing here.
Oh damn, I read a little bit. Where did I get to? Wait, this is the quick Naruto detour.
Guys, this is the patented Naruto block on our podcast.
This is the smooth transition of us just talking about what we've been doing. Don't worry.
Yeah,
we're in it.
Yeah.
This is season 4, baby.
Apparently, I only got to chapter 10 of Naruto, so I'm
my
sorry.
God, you got nothing.
I'm sorry,
Bro,
I failed.
Nothing.
No. Pino, what have you been up to?
Hey, man, I just been playing Monster.
No.
My man has figured
Monster
it
Hunter
out.
Rise is fun, man. And I've been playing Final Fantasy 14.
Dude,
Those things have just taken up my life, unfortunately.
I need to get back into 14 again.
It's a good time.
It's very fun.
Unfortunately, I was not in good hindsight. I was like, you know what? Monster Hunter Rise is coming out in a week. Let me start Final Fantasy 14.
Let me
not
start
a good
an
idea.
MMO.
Yeah, and then I was like, you know what? I want to slay some monsters. I want to cook some meat. I want to have a cat and a dog.
meat.
Pine, I want to cook your meat.
I don't think I'd allow that.
No, you keep your grill away. You keep your charcoal over there.
No, I keep my George
grill.
Foreman away.
Oh, no.
It's my grill. Oh, man. But yeah, I haven't really done much other than that.
That sounds
I've been gaming.
Dude.
I've been gaming.
We almost
Bro,
beat
you're a
Dark
gamer?
Souls. Which, by the way...
Yeah, we're almost finished with that.
Yeah, you just need to do the kill, and he's done. You've beaten the DLC. You killed the 4 lords.
Damn, we did that twice.
Yeah.
3 times almost.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was fun though.
Join $1 on our Patreon and you can hang out with us.
Guys, if you want to be cool and you want the ticket to the cool club, you should join our Patreon and give us money. But also, real talk, we do a lot of stuff there. We do live streams. We talk about our funny escapades. We post memes.
We will anime into relevancy sometimes. It happens.
we create shit.
Sometimes we're just anime adjacent.
It's true. We are anime adjacent is what I'd like to call this podcast.
It's not too late to change
transportation.
It's not too late. Yeah, 79 episodes in. It's not too late.
It's fine. Well, I mean, how long could we reasonably have expected to go on with the fucking name Fab anyway?
Forever. I'm never changing it. What are you talking about?
The AA-P, the 2AP Anime Adjacent Podcast. If you like it, if you like that better, then email us. You know what? Then we'll let the listeners decide.
No. If you email me and say that Up's better than Funky Anime Podcast, I'm just gonna delete your email.
Well, you can email it instead
about it.
to contact at funkyanimePodcast.com.
It literally goes to the same. It redirects to the same.
Well,
but that's
you know what? It
cool kids
redirects.
use contact,
It forwards with a copy, bitch. Or if it doesn't, I'm gonna fix it so it does before the episode goes up.
No.
What did you say,
We love our
Pino?
carbon copy. We love our carbon copies.
Yeah, dude.
I do think it's great how it's CC, and most of the people who use emails now are just like, "What the fuck's the CC?" And I'm like, "Uh-oh,
I'm gonna cook you. Don't
You're
you
gonna cook
dare,
me.
actually." And it's like, but don't you want to see the email? What? Are you threatening me?
it's a."
Are you threatening me, Monster Jedi?
Guys, email jokes. That's what we've got today. Just want to really pat ourselves on the back.
Guys, we got some really good email-based jokes today.
Oh, I've got
That's
some,
it,
dude. I struggled against a printer for like an hour the other. Oh, it wasn't really an hour. It was probably more like 5 minutes, but it felt like an hour. So printer jokes, emails.
My printer sucks. It does not work.
Weather's fucking crazy. Spring's starting early. Great. We've got them. We've got that knocked out of the way. Are we ready to talk about some Kill Kill?
Dude,
Guys, I've never talked about anime in my life.
Not
That's a
even
shame.
one time.
I think you're missing out.
So, real quick, I just want to say all three of us have seen it before. So let's
We
go
haven't
ahead.
done that in a while, right?
Yeah.
What other show have we ever, like, all three of us watched?
Good question.
I'm scrolling through the timeline.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw that.
JoJo's probably it.
JoJo's probably the only one. Namek 3. Well, that doesn't count.
No, I never watched it.
Oh,
that
you
was
never
my
watched
first
it?
time.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Nerd. I mean,
You probably read
did
the
everyone-
mangas, though.
No.
No? Oh, well then. Oh,
No,
cool.
that was
totally
my
forgot.
first. Well, what happened was I watched Namek, and then I watched the rest of it,
Well,
and
what happened?
then I rewatched it for the podcast.
Guys, this is the recap section.
Guys, welcome to the recap podcast. Guys, I know that it's been really confusing trying to keep up with this podcast for 3 seasons, so this is the recap part of the
Yeah.
episode to let you know what you missed, what you should watch.
yeah.
All of them. Except for Golden Time. Golden Time sucks.
Oh,
Hey,
we're
you know
Golden
what?
Time is going to be brought up again. Don't worry.
And Dimension W sucks.
It's true. So did
And
Yum.
91 Days was not that great.
Yump was a little boring, but
Yump is
it
the
was-
best.
stinky.
Yump's
It was
good. I don't
competent.
know.
Both
Yum-
both what is it called? Kenmo friends were garbage.
Bro,
Not
first
sure why.
Kenmo Friends
Friends,
was
it-
actually stacked.
Kimono
though.
Friends like ascends.
I didn't expect we were going out the gate. Hold up, let me look back at the list. Hold up.
What are you talking about?
Dumbasses. What was
Whoa!
stinky? Hold up.
Bro, I have I made it a definitive list to say that I do pick the best anime.
Or so you say.
What do you-
Sometimes,
it's so
sometimes
you
there's
say.
beauty,
It's
there's
what-
beauty in
it's what
garbage,
you-
my friend.
It's true.
Yeah, but the objective number rankings that we give it have some merit.
Numbers don't
in
tell
them.
the whole
I don't know,
story.
bro. Akira's still kind of garbage. I'll die on a cross for that.
Dude,
I
just
don't-
like in any Trigger show, they
We're-
love their crucifixions.
Dude, it's true.
They
Dude,
really
battle
liked Akira.
tendies,
That was something that I didn't realize on my first watches because I didn't think I'd
Yeah.
seen Akira yet. Is that they really liked Akira.
Well, Akira's one
It's
of the
very
most influential anime things. So I get it. It do be like that sometimes. They do. You know what Trigger really liked in this show? They liked motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, let's do a lot of motorcycletas.
Well,
They like those little. They like those triangle star.
Yeah,
the
the
little stars.
Those are from the end. Those are from Evangelion, which some of the directors who, let's see, who was it? I specifically have their name.
Wow!
But I have to actually find it on my list. Imaishi Hiroyuki worked.
Nice.
He was a director on Eva, and was also one of the directors for this show.
Yeah,
we had also
he co-founded Trigger.
He was the founder. Makes
Hiroyuki
sense.
did, yeah.
We
So
also
he did a bunch of
have
stuff.
some folks who worked on like Gurren Lagann and Fooly Cooly. You can see a lot of Fooly Cooly in this.
Oh yeah, Fooly Cooly is garbage.
There's a lot of Fooly Cooly, Panty and Stocking, and Gurren Lagann in this anime.
Who else
you
was
could
there?
sniff it out.
Toba Yusuke, Amemiya, Akira.
Bless you.
I practice these. I legitimately practice these.
Yo, I'm proud of you actually. I don't practice.
Amagata Aichi, and the last one is Otsuka Masahiko.
Dude, you know what claps for you? You did that.
Wow. Thanks. I pronounced names. That was the great accomplishment.
You
It
did
took
it.
4 seasons to be able to say name.
Hey, you know
Hey.
what? Sometimes it takes 5. That's me.
But yeah, so there's a lot of weight behind this show. Like they knew what they were doing, even though they do cheap it out. Like they kind of play out the cheap looking shots as a joke.
Yeah.
Which I mean, there's arguments for.
Some
or
of them,
against
some
that.
of
It's
them
neither
hit,
here
some
nor
of them
there.
don't.
Yeah. That's it. Some of them go on too long, like the one where the lady stole Senketsu's the trap development person.
Oh yeah.
Briefly wore Senketsu.
I sleep.
Yeah, that was dumb. It just went on too long. But they do use it successfully, like even in the very first moment, which then they immediately, what's the word?
Rectify.
Yeah, they make up for it, and they like use it to juxtapose against like Gamagori, like looking very fluid but massive
Bro,
and,
we
and
love
scary.
Gamagori.
But yeah, so what were y'all's first impressions on your first viewing of Kill la Kill?
Well, my first viewing was eons ago, probably like 2015, 2016.
I'd say that's around when we all started, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might have been because Garb yelled at us and told us
Probably.
to watch this.
That was
because
when, wasn't that when like a Rabbit was a thing, like Rabbit.io, where
yeah,
everybody would watch
God, I
together?
miss Rabbit.
Yeah, I think I remember, at least for me, I snuck into one of those and you guys were watching. I was like, I'll watch it on my own, I guess.
There's also Yofuda was one of the ones, or I think that's what it was called. I watched it. That was my first experience. I watched it as a group with the Momodora crew. Shout outs to the people in Fishes over there. And I think it was Yofuda or something, some online tool like that. I don't know if it's even still around, but that's what we
Probably
used.
not.
Yeah, right. And it's a good time. And that was one of the shows, like before that I'd really only seen like Dragon Ball Z and like had seen my sister watch Fruits Basket and stuff.
Fruits Basket.
What was the other one that she watched? I don't remember. Attack on
Vegetable
Titan.
Container.
She liked Attack on Titan. What'd you say, Pino?
Nothing.
Oh.
You'll hear it in post.
Uh-oh.
Well, what were your Pino? You had the perfect first experience here. Why don't you go at it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I originally was gonna watch it subbed, and then they said, "Hey, we're putting it on Toonami." So, hey, let's go. Time to watch it all dubbed on Toonami. I think I watched it twice.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed it that much when they put it on Toonami. I don't remember when it was released, but 2016, 17. I think that sounds about right. About when I watched it, because this is what year did this originally come out?
2013, I believe.
2013. Dang, now that's a crispy old anime.
Yeah, October 2013. It aired at the same time as Hunter x Hunter, Naruto Shippuden,
It's
Detective
so unfair.
Conan.
Conan.
And also with some new stuff like Beyond the Boundary and some lesser competition being up. It came out the same
Golden
time
Time.
as Golden Time.
Oh, that's why you were gonna bring it up.
Yeah. So we get to kick it one more time while it's down.
I'm always gonna if you give me a chance to kick Golden Time, I will.
Damn.
That's free, dude.
Damn, that's not free. Free's about swimming.
Dude, but free's good. So.
I don't know about that one. I heard.
What? You've never seen it, so shh.
Have you?
I've watched part of it.
See, no. I only believe people who watched all of it.
Come on now. So we got already kind of covered presentation, but we there's some specifics that we can get into. Like since these are all experienced directors, and they've got animators, like they've got mech animators, they've got and you could they know when to flex that muscle. They're like, nope, it's time. We got DTR.
Yeah, they're like, let's see if we can make like half of the Elite Four's designs mechs, so we could just do that for a little bit for some of these fights.
Well, I mean, they've probably got hired people who already knew how to do that.
Because like when Trigger's kind of like just split off from Gynax, they took a lot of those, both very young and like going at it animators, as well as some really older experienced guys who've worked on a lot of those Gynax shows. So
nice.
How'd you like how that dub sounded by now? That's part of the
dub was great. I mean, it was pretty solid. It's got all your favorites.
It's true.
Like Going Freaks.
Yeah,
and,
that threw me off. So
yeah, it was Erica, right? That's
it's Erica Mendez.
She does great work.
Oh, she's super good voice actress. But it just threw me the fuck off. Like, because I've right before this, I finished all of Hunter x Hunter. I watched it all dubbed, and then when I hear Erica's voice, I'm like, that's Going Freaks. That's my little baby boy. Yeah, that's baby boy. That's my little.
That's my homie. If y'all understand me.
And then I'm like, uh oh, baby Going Freaks cannot be boob lady. That's illegal.
Exhibitionist going? No thanks.
Oh no, he's a child.
There were a lot of busy voice talent.
Oh my god, yeah.
Did you have more to say about the dub specifically?
Dub was, I feel like everybody played their role pretty well. No, there was no like, or, so, as long as you don't hear those coming out of my mouth, you're pretty set for your dub.
And Mako is a really difficult character to not only like localize and translate, but to also do the voice in time. That is like not easy. So
kind of have to capture the essence of what the character is in another language, which is very hard. A lot of the times.
Some of her visual gags like literally can't translate. There's like no way to bring that over. So sometimes she just gonna do some random wacky shit.
Exactly.
But it's good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, very solid. If you for some reason don't like sub, check out the dub. I think it's very worthwhile.
Yeah, Aniplex did the dub.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of good dubs. Well,
some of the original voice crew, Ami Koshimizu, she was real busy that anime season because she was in Hunter x Hunter, she was in Detective Conan, she was in Death Note and stuff too. That's
she was Kaylin in Code Geass, Red Hair Girl.
Yep.
And a bunch of other what should we call it? I think there was something that I remembered Maka's voice actress from. Oh, she's in Tamako Market. She plays Tamako.
Oh,
from Tamako Market.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Tamako Market.
I never put my finger on that one. That's cool.
Yeah. So
but now that you mention it, I hear it.
the little newspaper dude that Nui. Slight spoiler, whatever. That Nui was disguised as, like, the voice of the boy is the same voice actor who does Nishinoya in Haikyuu. So I knew that immediately. I sniffed that bat. I was like, I know that voice. I know. Like, wait a hey now. Hey.
Oh, we got the voice of Satsuki is Ryuka Yuzuki, and she was in a bunch of stuff. She was in like Naruto. She was in some of the other stuff that was airing at the time too, like also in Code Geass and Detective Conan.
More like Code Gay-ass, am I right, gamers? Okay. I'm tired.
The visuals very pretty. lots of colors with they used a lot of dull backgrounds, which I mean we're gonna get into like the significance of that but later on, but the actual using it as backgrounds, it made some of the shots maybe not look like, oh, beautiful fountainous areas, but that's not really what the show's about, you know. It's got to look a little grimy, and they can also like it also makes it easier to do those backgrounds, and because there's a lot of backgrounds.
Yeah, they go to a lot of different places, do a lot of different things. Like the backgrounds, I never felt like it was, you know, none of them really were stand out besides, you know, some of those panning shots up of like the academy and all the slums and everything. Like those were really good and well done, but then the rest I'm just like, it serves its purpose. I don't have any complaints against it, but there's nothing that I'm going to remember off the top of my head and be like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's some cool, well, in general, there's a lot of not just landscape perspective trickery, but, you know, like with the characters, like how we already mentioned, Gamagori shrinks and is sometimes 4 times the size of a normal person.
Well, because I think one of the things that they always tried to do was to make him the biggest person on screen, regardless of what scale it would be. So like Gamagori would just be huge at points, and I'm like, that's good. I love that for him.
And so love or hate Fooly Cooly. There is a lot of Fooly Cooly DNA in here, but this is, you know, I know your main complaint with Fooly Cooly is that it was like, what'd you call it? Like,
it's a profile piece. It's just, it's what you put on the front of your YouTube page to say, welcome to my channel.
Yeah. But you can see whenever they harness that chaos into something like actually thought out, then
wait a second.
You kind of make lightning in a bottle there.
Wait a second, guys. This seems like a little bit of a Fooly Cooly slander here, Chief. I don't know if that's...
No, I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
I don't think that's appropriate, Pino.
What do you mean? Everybody knows I ranked it low.
Yeah, I know. I just feel like you're being a little bit...
I don't know. I got roasted like 5 times like in the last like 10 minutes. I deserve to at least be reasonable.
Pino's already been roasted on that. Like, I mean, we've just settled into the concept. That's a valid opinion, right? Is that like it is kind of just like a profile
invalid,
piece. But it's wacky and it is cool, and I get it. I like it too, but it's fucking wacky.
One thing that there is kind of a reference to Fooly Cooly, like, you know, a little
there's
tongue
the
in
TV
cheek
head,
when the TV head, because the TV that little punk kid got, he was like, oh, I bring this, and then it's like it's empty, so they put their heads in. That was pretty good. They're like, what's happening there? And I'm like, oh yeah.
I feel like the father, like the Mako's dad, is also a lot
Baruzo.
like. Yeah, I feel like he's a lot like the dad from Fooly Cooly. Well, the first thing that because I saw Kill la Kill before Fooly Cooly, and so when I saw Fooly Cooly, I saw the dad, and I was like, oh, that kind of reminds. Well, there were a lot of things that reminded me of Kill la Kill, or that I saw had kind of morphed into Kill la Kill, and I was like, oh, the father kind of reminds me, but I don't know. That may just be me.
Oh, but I don't see too much of that beyond father kind of down on his luck in this kind of weird business.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Yeah,
don't know.
And there's a lot of Akira in there. Like we just
oh my god, yeah.
They really like the motorcycles, which I mean, to be fair, it does make for some very cool shots and aesthetic. Yeah. So are we ready to get into those openings and endings?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. Those openings and endings. The whole soundtrack really
oh yeah. Oh,
absolutely fantastic. There's some really weird tracks like ping pong circulate. That shit, yeah. I lose it. It's great and it's stupid.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. But the first opening that we'll go over is Sirius by Air Aoi. They skipped the opening in the first episode and used it as the ending song, I guess.
Yeah.
But
a lot of anime does that.
Oh man. It's good. I don't even want to bother saying like if one of the openings is better than the other. That would just be endless semantics. What?
I think the second opening's better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm preferential to the second one, but I mean, I don't. That's not to say that I think one is better than.
All right, boys. Let me tell you why OP1 is better than OP2. Okay, ready? OP1 has. Yeah. Anyways, LP2 is garbage. Because they have the sliding walking argument. Animation, bro, and that's a little weak on me, but we'll get there when we get there. Opening one is so nostalgic, man. It's everything that I remember from Kill la Kill, except for the actual song.
You don't remember.
I remember the second OP song more, but I remember all the images from the first opening more than the second one. Images are easier to remember.
Well, yeah, the sliding JPEGs, yeah, they're a little bit easier to remember.
Hey, man, I just think when you do character introductions like that, they had the whole little.
It is good. I do like that. I must admit.
They do the little vibe there. Like, it gives me a good old rah-rah-rah reminder of like, hey, you can introduce your characters in a cool way and spotlight them in a sense. Yeah. But when I heard the song, I was instantly like, hey, man, good times. Good times.
Good times.
Hey, man, good times.
Also, Weed La Weed, come on. You can't, if you can make Weed La Weed out of the first one, then you obviously win.
Oh, man. Weed La Weed has such a legacy. That is, if you have not seen that video, if you've not
look it up. Just
watched Weed La Weed, please pause this. We'll stay right here.
Yeah, right here.
Well, if you're running or something and can't really watch a video right now, it's fine.
Just
whenever you're
watch it.
Yeah.
Man, wasn't that such a cool video, guys? I can't believe you guys stopped.
So good. I can't believe it that everyone stopped and watched Weed La Weed.
Dude, Weed La Weed. Give that video a thumbs up.
Give that video a thumbs up and ring that bell.
Yeah, man.
Also on this video, subscribe.
Yeah, that too.
Give us a like.
It's more important
just
to
a lot more
on Weed La Weed, to be honest. Come on.
Wait a second. Wait.
Come on, Weed La Weed has more effort put into it than we've done for.
Dude. Wait a second. Hey, hold up, bro.
Because he's a gangster, and we all knew that.
Yeah, I don't know. I like all these openings and endings, but this one feels like there's just a lot of like not doing stuff, and
I beg to differ. There's a whole lot of good camera movements.
But opening 2 has better camera movements and fight scenes.
But opening 2 sucks. I'm just kidding. It's still good. I just want to be the contrarian. They're
you
both
need to
good.
Stop that. You need to stop
but they're both
doing
good.
that.
Nah, that's fuck. Why else?
Why do you need to be the advocate for the devil? What purpose?
Dude, don't you like chaos?
No.
Emeralds?
Dude, I mean, we practically went full chaos control at the end of this show, so like...
Dude, chaos control.
It's true. They could have played Live and Learn.
It's all over.
There are several remixes and also drawings of...
as usual,
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Shoutouts to Triple Q.
Shoutouts to Triple Q. What a goat. But yeah, opening one's pretty good. I have some gripes with, it not being 100% animated.
I mean, neither is the second one, but we'll get there.
Well, yeah, but there's also a lot of some reused animations, and most of the images that they use are like promotional character art, and then they also use half of the transformation sequence, so there's a lot of... Except for like the last 30 seconds where the Elite Four come out of the ground, and then they do big fight. I like that part a lot, but...
Yeah.
It's cool.
I think that's just safe for both of these openings. The last 30 seconds are
they're banging, dude.
For both openings, sadly. But they're still good. They're still fun. It gives me a good old nostalgia trip. It's great.
Oh yeah. Oh, and speaking of, man, that second opening, Ambiguous is the title by Garb.
That song slaps.
It does slap.
Slaps harder than Mako when she slapped Ryuko so many times, snapping her neck, bro.
That was solid, dude. I like this opening a lot.
But there's Japanese words. I can't even. I
don't
read
Japanese.
Japanese
Words after my screen.
Look,
but it's still
great.
It's still a headbang and knee slapping good time.
I love this opening in particular because it cycles through all the characters' outfits, and the whole shtick of the show is pigs in human clothing. And
Yeah, but they're not moving. This has the same issue that the K-On! Openings had for me, where you have the image in the back and then another PNG in front.
Come on, this is just Newgrounds Flash dress-up games. You can't fool me.
I just think that's the only reason why I dislike it just a little bit less than the first opening. And I guess not even wording it like that. It's just, again, like I said before, for both openings, like the second half is the best part of the openings, like visually speaking.
Well, because they go through the cycle of all the clothes, which like shows you the changes in these characters that happens and like the important just like uses of them. And then after all the people get all their funny little outfits, and with the Elite Four in Satsuki, you see the like their faded out colors from their flashbacks, which I love. But then they have the shot of the two like groups walking down two different walkways towards the mom. And I'm like, that's such a good symbol that they're both going to join together because their goals align.
Sliding.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, dude. Hey, and then they run over a bunch of bodies and fight. And that's Pog. That's so good, dude.
The fighting is great.
Eat up my goddamn bit rate. Just consume it.
Just demolish it, yeah.
Nah, but then when the rubble becomes like the Kill la Kill logo, and then all the blood on it, oh, it's so solid. It's so good.
When I was an even edgier fellow, that was my desktop background for a very long time.
I do remember that.
But I also did have the Mako from Ending 2 as one.
That's true. I remember that.
We'll talk about that in a bit.
We're getting there soon. But yeah, opening 2, that song is just amazing. Visuals,
regardless,
better on the
if you skip any of these openings, you're trash. I'm trash. I had to skip them to make time.
No! I watched them all. I skipped some of the endings. Well, skip sometimes ending 1. Ending 2, never skip.
I skip ending 2 all the time, but we'll get there. Let's talk about ending 1.
So, ending 1, I honestly prefer ending 1 over any of the openings.
Hey, my man.
There's a reason they use it at the very end instead of either of the openings, because it fucking rules.
Well, but they did use the opening.
But they use the ending. But they use the ending in the more important part, and you got to make sure not to lose your way, you know.
Yeah, man.
But dude, so the visuals on ending 1, it shows what happens after the show. So like, even when the show is being established, it shows you what happens after the ending, which, I don't know, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like it. It's a nice calm way to just end the show, because this show's crazy, man. And like, true. It's having such a different kind of color palette and like visuals, like compared to the whole dark and grody and gross and authoritarian looking ass like Hanoji Academy in the island, and then seeing a nice little bright town. This is great. I love it.
Yeah.
Plus, song's great.
Yeah.
The song is a slapper.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, let's see. Everyone will have to forgive me on this one. I haven't practiced.
I'm not going to forgive you.
Hold on. Let me break it up phonetically.
I'll think about it.
Gomene iko ja irenai.
I got it. That was not bad.
Thank you.
That's good.
Thank you. I tried.
Hey, man. We all try.
But that ending song is so good.
Yeah, that guitar at the end, the little... That's real good. I don't know, man. That music slaps. The ending slaps. The visuals I love. It's great.
Yeah. And so, that second ending, even if it's maybe not your favorite of the songs, it is perfect for that part of the show, because by then, things get so very batshit crazy that you need something really chill like this song, titled Shinsekai Ko Kyugaku.
Kyokugaku.
Wow.
Almost. All of the progress I made doing the names, I've botched on these song titles.
Dude, if you're looking for wallpapers, this is the place.
Yeah,
this is real good wallpaper material, bro.
Yeah,
it's so cute.
Really
it's so
this.
bright.
This is my favorite ending. I like this one. It's good. It's got Mako, who's the best. She's doing little dream things. She's sitting on, like, she's getting a little shower from a Lafant. Also, on her little paddleboard, in that elephant scene, it has WWH as a reference to the initial design of Mako's 2-star Goku uniform. It was just going to make her really big, and it was inspired off of World War Hulk, the comic series.
Huh.
So she's going to be beefy, so there's a reference there. And during the star section, that is actually a reference to the first opening of Yurusei Yatsura, which was a manga back in the late 70s to late 80s, I guess. It ran on Weekly Shonen Sunday. But it was an anime, and the first opening of that anime has all the characters running in stars going across the screen, much like this ending does. So it's a good reference.
Yeah, and it's just so cute, and even it's just hearing those first couple seconds is so very pleasant. After what happens in the second half of the show, yeah. So
I just kind of skip it.
Boo! You suck.
Oh, and it's,
why are you booing me? I'm right.
No, you're not.
The music's great. The visuals are great. It's just a little bit of a sleeper for me. Mostly because at that point, like you said, it's kind of whole action-packed and anything. I just want to get going. Watch it.
That's fair.
That's not fair.
That's fair. Oh, the first ending was by Miku Sawai, and the second one was by Sayonara Ponytail.
Goodbye.
Dude, Pony Express.
Dude, I'm taking a trip on the Pony Express.
Dude, Sayonara Ponytail, that sounds great.
All right. Are we ready to get into that plot?
Yeah, man. I'm ready to take a bloody dive into fabric wear and pigs, or whatever it's called.
Take your clothes off. Let's get into it.
Never mind, guys.
I'm a full believer in fully clothed.
I think we're okay.
Anyway, so we start off where we are introduced to our heroine, 17-year-old Ryoko Matoi, and she's walking up to a big old establishment that, as you learn later on, you see the slums down at the bottom where Ryoko is going to start, and you see higher class living as you get higher and up through the academy and up to the very top where the student council top elites are. And so she moves along, and someone immediately tries to steal her lemon snack.
I can't believe it. Why would they do that?
Yeah, and so
That's cringe.
That was a little girl's brother who she was not very pleased by him stealing that, and she punishes him and then immediately becomes friends with Ryoko Matoi. And so then they're like, all right, let's go have adventures together. And we kind of figure out what this place is all about. But Ryoko's not having any of it. And she immediately is like, no, you, the leader, Satsuki Kiryuin, you know what happened to my dad. Because her dad's dead, by the way.
Dead dad.
More on that later.
Wouldn't be an anime without dead dad.
Yeah, but at least that is very tied into, it's very interwoven into the life fabric, whatever. So she's like, all right, if you can even show your worthiness at all, then fine. Come on, I'll tell you what happened. And then the war begins. And so Ryoko Matoi starts living with the Mako, Maken Koshuku.
Manken Koshapo! That's the special beam cannon. That's the special beam cannon.
No, that's Mangekyo Sharingan. That's the Sharingan, bro.
Oh, my mistake. Sorry. I've been confused with my shonen lately.
It's alright. Shonen confusion is real. Please, seek help.
Please.
Anyways.
Send us an email if you are having trouble with this. Anyway, so let's see. We move along. We learn that I think it actually starts out. I started with our heroine, but really the show is introduced by first it's talking about the very first moments of World War II, and then Gamagori busts the door down.
He busts in. It's that buster.
And there's a kid who's stolen one of the special uniforms, which in this world, uniforms have special power. They're called Goku uniforms. And Gamagori is like, "Nuh-uh, you no star, you slum living punk, you try to steal this." And he's like, "Go ahead, wear it." He lets him wear it, and he gets his ass kicked anyway because
he gets his anus beat.
Yeah, because Gamagori's a 3-star. He's the head of the student disciplinary committee. You don't
fuck with him. You don't fuck with him.
Yeah, and so these outfits are woven with special life fibers that unleash the human body's special abilities. And special outfits called kamui, which are like the god outfits, they can even like evolve on their own and take on new shape that it didn't even know it was able to do. And so Satsuki is actually plotting some things, and she's got a whole big master plan. Here, but you don't know about that yet.
But that's spoilers for later.
You don't know about that yet, okay? And so we're still at the point where if you haven't seen this show, you can probably keep listening for a little bit longer, but we'll let you know because there's like the second half of the show is where shit's just get crazy.
Shit. It's bad shit.
Yeah, and so they have no late day, and Ryoko has to fight a bunch of 2-stars. Like she fought like the boxing club, tennis club. Whenever they're doing the no late day, she nearly gets tricked by the lead of trap development, and they make it at the very last moment on no late day. And I kind of forget what happens in between around there. But then we learn about who's the Mohawk guy.
Oh, he's got 2 things to tell you. What is his name? Sumigari? Sumimakato?
Let me look it up on the Mal page. Guys, shout out to Mal.
I got you. I've already got it open. I was just fooling with you. It's Sumugu. Yeah.
Kinagase.
He doesn't wear a whole lot of clothes, you may notice.
Oh.
And
if I was that ripped, I'd probably still wear clothes.
Right.
Can I say a funny fact?
Please.
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry. He's hosting the show. Don't worry.
Only only a little funny.
So, the voice actor, the Japanese voice actor, is Katsuyuki Konishi, who plays Sumugu. But there's also one other character that he plays that he's actually not credited for in the credits. And that man is Gatsu, the dog.
That's so good.
When on the Gatsu credit, it literally just has a question mark next to it. But I don't know why he wouldn't want us to know, because he also is the voice actor for Jonathan Joestar in Diavolo and a bunch of other super like big productions and big characters, and he even plays Zapdos.
Whoa!
I thought you played Zapdos.
Like I played Zapdos. It's true. we're birds of a feather, if you will.
Dude, you guys are birding up.
Yeah, it's the worst show on television.
Electrifying.
Yeah, but that's. Oh, he also played Tom and Durara and Ginyu and Kai and Super. So
cool.
He's done things, and he's also been a dog.
Cool.
Who farts.
Gatsu. Anyway, so we're also introduced.
Oh, he's saying guts.
Yeah. It's a mystery. You weren't supposed to.
Interesting. I usually just don't pay attention to guts.
Yeah, right.
It's okay.
I mean, he has his one moment in the spotlight, and after that, I mean, it's like whatever.
But just a dog with a sweater.
Yeah, right. And so we also learn of the Elite Four, as they're called in the sub. What are they called in the dub?
The 4 bullies. No, I'm just kidding. No, they're the Elite Four. Don't worry.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yeah, they're still the Elite Four.
I think I read another subtitle at one point that called them something different, not the Elite Four. But we've got Gamagori, who spiritually is represented by the Toad. And we have Inamuda, who's the computer freak, represented by the dog. Then we have Nanan, who's the one lead of the orchestra at Hanoji Academy, and she represents the snake. And last but certainly not least, we have Sanagayama, who represents the monkey.
Whoa.
Oh, I wonder if that caught Chucky or Mike freaked out,
no.
But I don't know. It was so good. It was
It
so
is all the
well
way
timed
in.
with monkey.
I hope it caught it. That was great. No, yeah, you're crispy right now, my friend.
It's literally just
Plug your mic the
Yeah.
rest of the way in.
you silly
Oh my
fuck.
gosh.
You silly
So for those of
monkeys.
you who don't know, he sounds like a good old robot right now.
Yeah,
I'm a
that
little
one.
scared. I did not expect that Chuck was a robot. Yeah, it's Discord. We can continue, but
Yeah, that's fine. That's. Oh my gosh, you're sorry. Okay.
it's okay.
So next we have the very, very cleverly named Naturals Election. Which,
Oh man, a lot of these jokes flew over my head, didn't they?
yeah,
Of course.
yeah, the Naturals Election or the Natural Selection. Har har har. What was it? The strongest. It's basically just free for all. It's just giant battle royale, and they're like, all right, whichever kids make it to the top, you survive. And so of course, Ryoko Matoi makes it up to the top, and Mako doesn't even participate. She's like, nah, we'll watch at home. And so they find
That
a
would
television
just be
set to
insane.
watch on, and that's where the Fooly Cooly television head bit sneaks in. And so they're like, all right, we gotta watch Ryoko beat the shit out of some folks. And so she makes it, and she's got to go against the Elite Four. And they're like, all right, you gotta pummel us one-on-one. You know what the deal is, and then you gotta fight the champion.
that for him.
Better hope there's no shenanigans that interrupt in between,
Footy, good.
because that would just be chaos. And so first she fights Gamagori, who she actually learned his power prior because he's not that bad
Today
of a
we
dude.
chillin'.
He saw that they were trying to hitchhike along, and he's like, no, you guys are out of gas, you get in, and I'll drive you around. And I guess the scooter is also a little Fooly-Cooly-ish, but I don't know. Fooly-Cooly. Scooters are cool, but hers had a busted fuel gauge, and so they ended up having to get picked up by Gamagori. And he was like, nah, dude, I'll keep you safe. That's my duty, even though I am a big, scary man, and we're going to fight tomorrow. Today, we're cool. Tomorrow, we fight. Yeah. And so he did some sick tricks, and then it was the King of the Hill final battle.
I love.
And
I
so
love the classical music used in her fights. Feels so
Inamuta
good.
is next, because she eventually beats Gamagori and his
It just is.
very masochistic
Wow.
fighting style. Then Inamuta gets his ass kicked because he's a nerd, and nerds get their ass kicked.
It's true.
And then we have Nananon, who does put up quite a good fight.
Dude, we love Mother 3, baby.
And
Mother 3,
until
baby.
yeah,
I was gonna say let's play some classical music, but now I don't want to play any classical music anymore.
Yeah.
It's true, they just work.
yeah. It's also royalty free.
That was sick.
Yeah, I was about to say, why don't we use some of those royalty-free songs, bro?
Mm-hmm.
He's a hero and a half
All it's
shot.
missing is what is it, Canon in D? Or I'm thinking of the one that was in Mother 3. The fucking, you know the one I'm talking about. Anyway, she gets
Shout
her
out to
ass
everybody
kicked.
who played Mother 3 in this room. Not me.
Yeah, it is though, for real. And what else have we got here? So, in the fight against Sanagayama, who had previously lost to Ryoko, he tried to fight her before, and he got his ass beat twice, didn't he? Before then,
It's true.
yeah.
Once fully visible and the second one when he decided to stitch his eyes closed.
Yeah.
That's that was cool. That was epic. He looked like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle after that.
With Super Saiyan hair.
Yeah, man.
But during the fight against Sanagayama on the pillars, Nui, a new character, interrupts. Who's this little pink outfit bitch that I had forgotten about her. Between rewatches, I like blocked her out of my mind.
Haven't we all?
And then when I saw her again, my blood was immediately boiling. I was like, ugh.
Yo, my blood started boiling, and then she started talking. And I was like, you know what, Fax? You're sassy. I like you.
She is sassy. She's definitely got that. But it turns out that she's the one that killed Ryoko's dad. And what do you know? She's got the other half of the scissor blade. And wow. Ryoko's, and then we get in a flashback, which real cool thing about the flashback. They use they mask it with like a 4:3 aspect ratio, except they put like special pictures on the edges. Yeah. Yeah, and the smears, yeah. Yeah. And so, let's see. Yeah, we get some flashbacks. We learn a little bit about what happened. We see that 6 months ago is when Ryoko's father passed. Oh, by the way, Ryoko found a special outfit, which is one of those god outfits, and she wears it and it makes her super strong. And she had to also find a glove and then had to learn how to control herself. But that's a whole arc. Watch the show. Anyway, so this is where shit starts getting crazy. So if you haven't seen this already, then yeah. But if you're not convinced by now and you still haven't seen it, then fine, you can keep listening, I guess. But now, so in the fight against Nui, Ryoko's blood also starts to boil a little bit, and she loses control of herself and turns into a horrible, disgusting monster that is half human, half clothes thing.
You know, some might say she lost her way.
She strayed from the path, dude. And
she didn't follow ways.
But thankfully, Mako was there. Mako's the only thing that can calm her down. God bless her. Yeah. And so Mako calms her down, but then for a couple days, Ryoko is kind of just laying in bed and talking to Senketsu, and she's like, I'm not worrying you. She's like, you shut up. Shut up. You don't talk right now. I'm mad. Yeah. So now we get into the second half of the show, where we begin with the Tri-City Schools raid trip, where this is where like, I don't know if you would call this social commentary or what you would call this, but we also see some flashbacks where it really starts to develop the world and really flesh out what's happening. So the Kiryuin lineage, which is where Satsuki comes from, they're led by Ragyo Kiryuin, who owns Revox, which, yes, very clever, very, very, very clever there. It's like the shoes, but it's also like covers, because it's a cover for something else that you'll learn. Whoa. Nobody saw that coming. So, more on that later. And they have a lot of money, a lot of influence, and you see that a lot, though. But Satsuki's like the only one that kind of uses it for good, but even then, like from Ryoko's perspective, which is kind of where the viewer is placed, it's a little more ambiguous, and you don't really see that. But in the Elite Four fight, there's flashbacks where you see someone threatening this one little guy who's one bully is like, oh yeah, my dad, your dad works for my dad, and so I can get him fired. And there was another bully there who was like, my dad is a cop, so I can have you arrested. And so the Kiryuin line, Satsuki was like, well, I bought out your dad's company and I bought the police, which I was like, what the fuck? Okay. But that shows like how, I mean, really, really in reality, how far away are we from that? Not very. And that's why there's hopefully some paperwork to get rid of some dark money floating around. Anyway, that's real world problems. And that's real world problems. But what else have we got there? So yeah, their family is very influential, and everyone actually wears clothes. Lots of people around the world wear those Reeboks clothes. That's important.
People are wearing clothes. Weird, but fair.
Yeah, and more on that later. So, what the fuck happens after that? So they make new outfit. They have to make new outfits, and they're like, we got to be extra cute for the next fight. And that's actually where we first are introduced to Raggyo. And you things start lining into place, but all the puzzle pieces aren't quite connected for you yet. Then Mako gets enlisted to invade other schools, and then Nui gets in another fight with Ryoko. Nui dresses up as a journalist, which I guess the moral of the story there, some don't trust the media. But
I hate the media.
Yeah, and there was a trick, and Nui actually slices up Senketsu into bits, and they uses the pieces of Senketsu to make new outfits, which are extra powerful because Senketsu is a special outfit. He's a Kamui, and so Kamui, and what happens next? Yeah, there's Elite Four in most of the cities. The computer nerd, Inamuda, isn't there. He's kind of in all of the places because he's just, he projects, he astral projects into each of the battlefields. I don't remember where Nanan went. Yeah, and Gamagori went to Obayashi, and Sanagayama went to Osaka. And Osaka is kind of the more important of the locations, and so that's where we meet Zenny the moneylender.
Yeah, hey homie, let's go.
All right, G.
Dude, those oh, wow. Oh man, that part, I think that was the funniest part in that bit of a lull in the middle section there, but
yeah, because that writer
great.
is around the middle of the show, and that's usually where I start to get a little confused too. Since I've seen it so many times, like it's a little easier to digest this go around. But first couple times I was like, what the fuck is happening in the middle part? I was like, why are they invading all these other towns? And then they actually explain it, and yeah, then the actual objective of the Tri-City Schools raid trip was to smoke out any rebel organizations, which was successful because we've got Ryoko Matoi, who's Ryoko Matoi, and the Nudist Beach organization. So one of the teachers was actually undercover. The Nudist Beach organization was founded by Ryoko's dad, and then because he used to be with Raggyo because he was with the Kiryuans, but then they didn't like him, and so he started a rebel organization whenever they started human experimentation. More on that later. I gotta get a sip of water because there's still so much shit to explain here.
hey, I mean, that's what you get with Kill la Kill. You got a lot of stuff, and almost like a lot of baggage or clothing, and sometimes you just gotta take it off piece by piece just to understand it.
And sometimes it's directed by the people who made Evangelion, who were there's some crazy shit. So what have we got next here? So they smoke out Nudist Beach, and so Ryoko refuse. So Ryoko's finding the pieces of what the fuck is her outfit? Senketsu. She gets the pieces of Senketsu and like eventually finds the last piece, which of course Satsuki has to have. She's got the glove. But so even though she doesn't have a Kamui, she's still very powerful, which shows how much stronger she's gotten even without the outfit on. It used to be that without the outfit, like, she couldn't do shit, but then she needed the outfit, but now she's strong enough on her own. Wow.
What?
That sounded sarcastic, but
It's not.
But yeah, no.
It was real, genuine.
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah, no, seriously, Ryoko is a fucking crazy badass.
Yeah. So cool.
And so this is where the next opening comes in. And so yeah. But and there was another fight against Ryoko and Satsuki, and Ryoko was fighting Satsuki without any special equipment, and Satsuki was in Junketsu, which is very similar to Senketsu, but is a different outfit. It's another Kamui. Yeah. And so we get opening 2, and Mako decides to join along with Ryoko and the Nudist Beach crew, which makes up of the underground teacher, I forgot his
Mohawk man.
Mohawk guy. I forget
his name is Sumugu.
No, Mugi?
No, Mugu, not Mugi.
Mugu.
Like Fugu.
So, the Mako joins along with them, and then some disturbing things happen in the Kiryuin estate. Then this is the part where in the show we actually learned that how the Nudist Beach organization was founded, and they start to try to explain the lore. And so what's happened is that life fibers actually helped the human race evolve, and that we were just monkeys until we wore these special clothes.
Bro, once clothes came, we know the
neuron activated.
Dude, the neuron activated, and we developed to make a Minecraft.
Oh, dude. You guys, are you making reference to that meme?
The Minecraft neuron activated.
I was thinking, wait a second, why does that... my neuron activated with... Ignore me.
No, there's no ignoring to do that. That's it. My neurons were overloaded by this point.
My neurons were also activating.
No, they were overloaded because I was trying to understand what the fuck was happening in this show. Because then they're like, okay, so the life fibers then went dormant, and then people just wore clothes. But also, some of those clothes had life fibers that were just not activated to subtly introduce life fibers to people, and some people are more immune to them than not, and then there's this thing.
As you can see, the show gets a little off the rails as soon as we hit that near end section.
Hey guys, remember that this is a Trigger / Skynet. Well, this is a Trigger show. So we gotta go to space. There's gotta be some form of alien, or else this isn't a Trigger show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
also, an imminent threat to your world.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
And if not,
also,
it's not a Trigger
oppression
show.
of some sort.
And so, and that's like, you're introduced to those themes very early on, and that's why they start out talking about World War II and fascism. And how essentially
kind of weird.
Yeah, and really we're not that far away from, capitalism is just another form of slavery.
Guys, capitalism kind of bad. Guys, I'm gotta make some controversial statements.
Yeah,
here.
right.
Capitalism kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Kind of stinky.
Kind of gross, man.
Yeah. And I think
time to
that's
radicalize the youth.
It really isn't very subtle in the show either, which in some ways you can appreciate just how unsubtle it is about it. I quite like it because it shows that both capitalism and fascism are bad. You know, it's like, come on,
Great,
you know, like,
hard to wrap your head around. I know.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Taxi.
So, and that's not even the last of the crazy shit that happens with life fibers. But we're not gonna lore dump that all on you at once. We're gonna do what the show does, and we'll
dumping
piece
on
it
our
out.
listeners. Yeah. Uh-oh.
No, it'll get a little shower here and there.
Oh no.
But so then we get to see the life fiber core. Ragyo shows Satsuki because Satsuki is ready to like actually become like a real member of the Kiryuan organization. And she's like, okay, so here's the core of the life fiber. And we're going to use this to cover the world. And then it's going to take the energy of the world and it's going to destroy the world. And in the process, spread life fibers even further throughout the universe.
Yep.
And so, yeah, that's why all the life fibers are dormant all across the planet. And there's eventually going to be a plan to activate all those at once, cover the world. And that's why it's Revox. But you get the point. So
it's fine. You got it. You figured it out.
Yeah. So this is why we were like, if you haven't seen the show yet,
and there's a lot of
shit's wacky.
There's a lot of wacky tobacco in this.
Yeah. Is the weed on the podcast real?
God, man, if this could have just been the weed episode, that would have been awful. There would be nothing. Like this podcast already has like no brain power. Just imagine adding a little bit of that funny green stuff. We're dead.
But then we get to hear ending 2 for the first time after.
Oh
yeah. So first Senketsu has a crisis, and then this the beach. The other guy who took over, who was the undercover teacher. I don't remember his name either.
Underman.
Yeah, Underpants. And so
Captain Underpants, bro. Let's go.
And so he was like, "Yeah, it's going to be okay, Senketsu." And then we get to hear ending 2, which is nice because crazy things just happened. And then we have the Hanoji Academy Cultural and Sports Grand Festival little segment where it's actually just a cover for like mass experimentation on the residents of the academy and like their families, which includes Mako's family. And so, we learn at some point during that festival that gets invaded, like they go, Ryuko and Satsuki go and attack, that Sumugu's sister died in a life fiber experiment, and so that's why he's so very anti-clothes. And that was actually performed by Dr. Matoi. I think that was before Ryuko's dad changed his identity.
Yeah,
but
he gave himself a hump.
Yeah, yeah. And then let's see. There's a big fight. And then the Nudist Beach rebel crew heads back to Hanoji, and actually they hadn't invaded they haven't invaded the festival yet, but the ceremony begins, and then everyone except Mako's brother is in danger because they were wearing clothes.
He sold his clothes for
sold his tux and he painted one on, and it had started.
It's very
melting.
funny.
Yeah, whenever he gets freaked out because everyone suddenly gets turned into cocoons except him, and he's like, "What?
Like, oh no!"
Yeah, and so he was pretty spooked. Then we have a betrayal. This is the whole grand scheme that Satsuki had. She literally stabs Ragyu in the back, right through the heart. Wow! And Satsuki is like, "No. We were going to overthrow you the whole time. Life fibers are bad." And then Ragyo's like, "Oh, you dumb bitch. You think you can stab me in the heart and crucify me?" No. I'm fine.
And then it plays her fucking German theme, and we're like, SpaghettiOs.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of like you hear that like melody sprinkled throughout the show
it's
before.
So good. Yeah, it's Blumenkrantz.
Blumenkrantz,
is the name.
yeah. Which apparently the lyrics, while being in German, it's complete fucking nonsense.
It's great though. It's so good. But like it doesn't matter because it sounds sick.
Yeah, it does. It does. Well, and I guess that's kind of why they bring. I don't know. Are they trying to say that something fascism? I don't know.
Something controlling people using their clothes fascism.
I think they just thought German sounds cool because I'm pretty sure Trigger has used German before.
Yeah. Well, I know Gynax did a bit before.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. Sick.
Yeah. So what else happened? Let's see here.
After she gets crucified.
Yeah, she gets stabbed, and she's like, "You think this is gonna hurt me? No, bitch. I'm made of life fibers." And it's like, oh shit, she's made of life fibers. And so it's like, shit, she's immune. She's like all the Dragon Ball Z villains that can regenerate. Oh shit. And he's like, well, guess what, Satsuki? You were merged with life fibers too, but you were a failed experiment. And there was another kid too that died, and that was experimented on because they were a failure too. And it turns out, actually, we find out later on that the child they thought was dead was Ryuko Matoi, who that's why all that nonsense happened. So Satsuki and Ryuko are sisters. They're siblings.
That's so cool.
Yeah, which, I mean, one could predict that. It's probably not difficult to predict. And if you're watching it in a group, chances are someone who hasn't seen it before is going to suspect it.
It's going to say something,
because they've got the same color hair. You can't always see it, but Satsuki does have blue eyes, which so does Ryuko.
Good stuff.
Yeah, and so while that's happening, they freeze the original life fiber. They freeze the fiber core. Raggyo escapes, and she's like, "Peace out, bitches." Oh, I'm taking some of your troops too. And she mind stitches them. And then Raggyo's like, oh, by the way, Ryuko, mind stitched. And she's like, peace out. But Ryuko's little red highlight actually slices the mind control, and she rips it out.
That was sick. I love that.
And she's like, nah, it's going to take more than that to manipulate me. And so the frozen life fiber is like, no. And it breaks open, and it actually leaves. The life fiber core that's just like a big ball of yarn is like, no, and just yeets. And so Raggyo gets sliced again, but she's still fine. And she actually snaps Satsuki's sword. Satsuki's sword is like made of some of the same special properties that
the Skizzers.
Yeah, the Skizzer blade is. Not Keyblade. That's close, but not quite.
Well, are you talking about key as in K-E-Y, or is key as in like the funny X?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I don't actually know. I don't know anything about Kingdom Hearts.
Me neither. All I know is that key is a letter in the Greek alphabet.
Sorry, that was my goofy.
Say the door of darkness? That's it. That's all I know.
Say, fellas. But so they open the door to darkness, and then Raggyo's like, "Oh, your outfit? Let me just take that." And she yoinks Junketsu, and grabs Ryoko's heart. She pulls it out, and she's like, "Oh, you're made of life fiber too." And then they figured it out. They're like, "Oh my gosh, so you were the kid I thought was dead. You failed experiment, you." And then the sky turns red with life fibers, and the covers invade, which are like sentient clothes that are attached to the life fiber, but they can detach from it if they take on a human host to like feed energy to them. It's fucking crazy.
It's bonkies, dude.
Yeah. So the covers invade. It actually, one of them takes Mako too. And so then we get a time skip, 1 month. The covers are still invading. Nudist Beach has a few new members. The Elite Four have all lost their Goku uniforms, and so they're like, well, nude up. And Ryuko's still recovering. And Mako's brother was still on the lookout for her, but he gets rescued by Nananon. And Gamagori promises that he'll find Mako. Because during the final, we totally skipped over this in the Naturals election, where each one of the Elite Four got knocked down to no stars, and they're just chilling with Mako, and they all give commentary and insight onto their character, and they also get to interact with Mako, which until later on in the show you don't see quite as much, which was nice to
Mako interactions.
Yeah, and they brought that in early on before they really like ran with it at the end. Which, I mean, that's the people making this show knew what they were doing, even if they were kind of gross. But anyway, let's see. I gotta find my place. This is like a 200-line notepad document.
Too many lines.
I agree. 200 many.
No.
So we learned that there's a plan to develop a Shinra Koketsu.
Like
so,
Shinra?
Genova's coming any moment as well. As if we didn't have enough to worry about.
Oh, man.
With the life fibers.
No, not the life fiber.
Now we have all this other crazy shit. So they develop a test weapon to suck people out of the covers. And so they get Mako back. And Ryuko wakes up and she's like, I'm pissed. And I don't understand what I am. And I'm not happy about it. And so she slices the covers that were making a horrible sound to wake her up. And she's like, no, ain't wearing you Senketsu. Nuh-uh. I'm a monster. I don't like any of this. And so then, of course, there's a giant ship, because it's a Trigger show. We gotta have a giant ship, dude. Called the Naked Soul, which was, this was a hidden base underground Osaka. And the Zenny the Moneylender actually helped fund it, which was a nice little touch.
Hell yeah. We do love
bringing it back around.
The fucking I love the Naked Soul. Naked Soul's such cool, and then it turns into a big knife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
It was like the Great Naked Dagger or something.
Yeah. Well, because that's I always know that stupid. I always know that scene because of the hype thrusters engage gif. and I'm just like, man, I love it. It's so good.
So, naked and afraid, Ryuko blindly attacks Hanoji Academy. She immediately gets in a fight with Nui, and then the Nudist Beach reinforcements come. And Satsuki, who is kidnapped, was like, oh shit, I can escape. And they escape. She escapes, and that's all happening while Ryuko finally gets a good hit on Nui. But guess what? Nui also had life fibers embedded in her. And she's like, oh, in a way she's like a sibling. And Ryuko is like, no more siblings. No more of this. But Nui wasn't. So Ryuko and Satsuki were both born from a human wound, being Ragyo. But Nui was made from a life fiber womb. And so she's a little bit different, but she's also made of life fiber. She's like the perfected version of what they were trying to do, I guess. Because she doesn't even need a Goku outfit. She's just fiber in her. She's got enough fiber as is.
Dude, she's been drinking her fiber.
So, where do we go next here? So, they get Junketsu on Ryuko, which I feel like they're like, you know what? Someone's going to draw it. We might as well do it first. And so, Ragyo and Nui get Junketsu on Ryuko, and the Elite Four rescue Satsuki. And the life fibers then take over Ryuko's mind. They manipulate her, and she's like, oh, it's your wedding dress, which was foreshadowed way earlier.
Yeah.
Which I don't really understand all of what that means, but It's okay.
It's
Please
okay.
send us your
Nobody
emails
does.
if you understand.
Guys, please explain to us, the podcastmen.
Please. Please.
Please.
And so, what else happens here? Yeah, she gets mind invaded. Satsuki actually wears Senketsu, and so that makes for a cool, like, outfit swap. And there's some great metaphors where mind-controlled Ryoko is like, submit or die, like, become one with the clothes. Just accept it, bro. Just accept it. And they're like, no, this isn't you, this isn't me. No. We reject clothes. And Satsuki, unfortunately, is not able to sync up with Senketsu, and the Elite Four try to fight back, but Gamagori almost gets Junketsu off of Ryuko, but Nui interrupts, and she's like, nah, bitch, you can't get Junketsu off her that easy. She'll die if you take it off. And then Life Fiber Core turns into a Kirby final boss,
It's true.
and Ragyo rides on top of it and floats around. Then Nui's like, oh, Mako, bitch, you dead. And then Senketsu's like, you do not hurt either one of these ladies. And then we get Nui versus Nudist Beach and Satsuki. And Satsuki slices Ryuko, and they're like, quick, jam clothes into her wound. And they cram Senketsu in there, and she breaks free of the mind curse, but Ryuko's still wearing Junketsu, and she's like, oh no, and she rips Junketsu off. But in her rage, Ryuko throws the other half of the scissor blade to Nui, and so now Nui has the whole scissor blade. But it's okay, because bloody, gross Ryuko puts on Senketsu again, and doesn't lose her way. We got to take a brief intermission here, folks. That was a lot to explain.
Guys, give this man some time to breathe. He's literally explaining all of Kill la Kill to you, so you better enjoy it.
I knew I'd need 4 seasons to be practiced enough to be able to do it.
Yeah, bro.
That's why. That's no
one.
joke.
Oh.
No joke. That's why it's taken this long.
I
We
get
had to
it.
perfect the craft.
I get it. We gotta
Perfection.
perfect, dude.
Perfection.
Perfection.
So we learn that, like, in order to people who are made from, like, pure life fibers, in order to cut them so they don't regenerate, you have to slice them twice. So it turns out whenever Satsuki's blade got severed in half, that actually benefited her because she needed to be able to, like, slice in at once, because that's the only way to actually sever it. So says the directors of the show. And then there's another big fight, and Ryuko gets the scissor blade back, and she's like, nah, bitch, your arms, shoink, chops him off. And then some super beefy covers join the fight, but Nudist Beach kicks their ass, and the Nudist Soul, it's fine for now. And the sisters make up, they have a feast, and then they have tea.
As you do.
Yeah.
Don't smash those cups. Don't do it.
You will come
do
back.
it.
Good old cup.
Hey,
Yeah,
stop
Are
it.
you gonna drink tea if you smash those cups?
Okay. I'll kill. I'll
gotta
smash
swim.
you.
I'll kill you.
No.
So
No.
they drink their tea. The Naked Soul gets attacked again. The sisters transform side by side. They don't lose their way. The Goku uniform that Mako wore gets a redux. Which did we mention that her outfit is literally just Jotaro?
Yeah,
It's
it's
literally
just
just
I own that figure of her in that outfit, and it's very good. I love it so much.
Yeah, it's
She's
so
great.
cool. But because the reason they gave her one first is because she's the person that would benefit the most.
Yeah, they're like, the weakest one should get the biggest upgrade first,
Yeah, and
and I'm like, that's fair.
and she does it. She
I like
kicks
how
some
that
ass.
little
What?
Like how the graphic that they showed of her power level going up.
Yeah.
Her head was
Her
still at
brain
0.
is still 0. Brain was 0 at the
That
second.
was a good one.
I
That
didn't
got
catch
me
that.
giggling.
That's good.
Yeah, no, like all the other numbers go up to 9,999, but then the brain is still at 000. And I'm like, that's good. That's good.
So let's see. Let me catch up to where the hell I was. We're nearing the end here. So yeah, they make more outfits, and the sisters go attack Raggyo, and they slice and dice her, but she's fine. And the life fiber core actually starts going towards the naked soul, but the Elite Four get their outfit, and so they're like, nah, it's time to kick some ass. And Ryuko lands a good hit on Raggyo, but Raggyo's like, bitch, and she cuts Ryuko in half.
And I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, it's like, oh no. But turns out that was just a fake. It was a fake out.
It was a prank. He got
was,
pranked.
Yeah, Satsuki was distracting Raggyo to let her monologue, and then Ryuko attacked the life fiber core, and then the Elite Four come, and the naked soul transforms into the great naked
Into
dagger.
a big knife.
Yeah. So if you felt the hype from Gurren Lagann whenever their ship transformed, like dude, this is about that level of hype for me.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. But that reminds me, Pino, did you see you saw Gurren Lagann before this, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Yeah. So I think you understand the hype there.
There is hype to be had, to behold, and to be seen.
Yeah, dude. And so Ryuko attacks the core. She does the double decapitation mode, which is just so stupid and so
good.
Cool.
So good.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you got to do it with scissors.
She said twice the
I got a pair of scissors right now. See?
Yeah, dude. Snip, snip. Oh my gosh. Watch out, Fiskars. They'll cut your whiskers.
Ow! No!
And so most of the like power turbines were down, but then they put the hamster Mako on the wheel, and
that was the best part.
Yeah, and then the great naked dagger stabs right on through and smashes the core, or at least damages it, and it's knocked down and out for the count for now. Then they go back to the academy, and unfortunately the naked dagger is pretty damaged, but so is the core, so it's fine. But they land at the academy, they hop on, and at the top is the Shinra Koketsu, and they're like, oh fuck, and Raggyo's like, oh, new arms, here you go.
Take these funny life fiber arms.
Oh, and real quick, I'm pretty sure on like Japanese television, you like can't show severed body parts, and they did really. There's a lot of clever techniques to like hide it. Part of it is just in Nui's character design, where she's got the big pigtails, so it just naturally covers it up.
You don't see the arms. Yeah.
Yeah, which that's pretty clever. I don't know like how much of that was intended first or what, but it was pretty cool.
Nice.
So she gets new arms, and she's able to combat again, because she was sewing with her mouth. She was like so determined.
She was upsetty.
Yeah, she was not pleased. So they finish their tea and begin the final stage of the final battle. And there's something about a starseed cocoon freeze. And Raggyo is like, okay, I'm with the Shinra Koketsu now, and I'm master of all the life fibers. And then she's just like, guess what, bitches? Goku uniforms don't work anymore. And they're like, ah, shit. And
That's true.
The life fiber core melts and loops its way up to the academy, where a Ryuko, who has escaped out of her clothes, because whenever the Goku outfits got disabled, it also made them harder to move. And so Ryuko hops out of her outfit. She attacks Nui and Raggyo without a Goku uniform, which is like crazy. And then Raggyo's like, enough of this, and she captures everyone. And then Senketsu takes matters into his own hands and turns into a drill, Roro fight power, and stabs into her. And then there's so much happening at this point.
They fight and no arms, but then they keep fighting. And,
Yeah.
And then she gets caught. She gets put. I don't know. There's
Yeah,
so
and they
many
destroy.
things.
They eliminate the thing that made the Goku uniforms not work. And then Ryoko's like, okay, ultimate life fiber synchronization. And then they fuck some shit up. And they all attack all together. They destroy a barrier. And then Ragyo's sliced to pieces, but she's still alive. And then Nui sacrifices her body. She decapitates herself. She's like, okay, now I am Gygus. And she joins the life fibers. And Fiber Nui then like merges into Ragyo. And so they're like a super ultra awful thing. And they launch into space. As you do.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That's good.
so then they activate the satellite that's supposed to like activate all the life fibers. They get to the satellite and then Mako's like, okay, Ryoko, you survive, we go on a date. Okay, we're gonna eat ice cream, we're gonna go shopping, we're gonna do everything. Yum. And then Senketsu's like, speaking of hunger, speaking of food, I'm just gonna absorb all the Goku uniforms. And then they chaos control, and she's now Golden Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yes.
I think they called it Senketsu Katsugari. And then, naturally, they shoot into space. And this is where, I mean, it's just straight up Sonic Adventure 2 at this point.
Yes.
They shoot into space. They attack Ragyo, but it doesn't do anything. And Ragyo stabs Ryoko, and she's like, haha, I get a Zenkai boost. When you attack me, I'm more powerful. And so they absorb Ragyo's life fibers, and they fix the planet. And then Ragyo's like, this is incomprehensible garbage. And then Ryoko's like, incomprehensible garbage is kind of our thing. And then they win, and Ragyo goes back to her normal state, and she rips out her heart, and she's like, nope, this isn't the end. Fuck you. And then they start going back to Earth, and Senketsu's like, so I kind of absorbed too much power. Yeah. And he gets burned in the atmosphere while Ryoko pummels down to Earth. And Satsuki's like, Ryoko! And she catches her. And then Mako's like, no! And then they help stop her. And then everyone helps stop her. And then Ending One plays because it's the best song. And they're all naked. And then everyone's happy. And Mako and Ryoko go on a date. The end.
That's it.
That's it. That's the whole show.
Guys, that's it.
I just want to real quick touch on that ending was just so sweet.
It's so nice. Like it's like, we gotta go on a date, so you better come back. And I'm like, oh. It's
a nice, happy, gay ending.
We love that. Honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Did Honochi Academy just like blow up? Is that what
it
I'm
blooped
like,
into the water.
Gotcha, because I was just like, huh? So they just moved to the other islands nearby. Gotcha.
He's gone. He gone.
Good stuff. And the world's happy. You know?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So should we start going over those characters? And do you have any thoughts on that you want to go over on the show?
I feel like it's good. Story kind of wacky in places, kind of like we said, incomprehensible garbage at times. But like that's part of the fun of this. So I think it's good. I enjoy it, for what it is. The first half definitely is a lot slower, but when you get to the second half, you're like, I'm going. This is it.
Yeah. In the middle, it kind of lulls and then picks up.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So those characters. First, we got Ryoko Matoi.
Oh.
She's our main character. She's great. She's so
Shadow
nice.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, she is. And she's irresistible to the gaze, just like Shadow. And let's see. It's so nice to have, well, for one, and I don't know, if you can smell it, you're probably like, yeah, they're gay, but, I don't know, they kind of like kept quiet about it and just kind of like snuck it in at the end.
It's just like, it's like,
yeah, and what was I gonna say? I don't know. It's just nice having a strong female lead in a show
Yeah.
like this. But they do over-sexualize it, which is really gross.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
Yeah. And I don't know. It is what it is. Anyway,
It is what it is, yeah.
so, and she's great. And Mako, she's great. Mako is literally just the most pure heart. And just bless her. Bless her little brain.
Mako's so good. She has no brain. Has no nothing. I love her. She's zero brain, but all heart and all love.
Yeah, and you know
and
what?
all goof.
That's fair.
That's it. That's all I need.
Of course, we have Satsuki, who, oh my goodness gracious. How
does she walk in heels all day?
What?
How does she walk in heels all day?
That was just what I was going to bring up. Yeah, man. They use that scene of the heel clicking like every time she shows up in the first half and just...
As they should.
Exactly.
They should never stop.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Very resourceful, very leader-like, very bold.
Yeah.
Very good.
And she, she actually... she has to... She's the ultimate character that shows, like, if you want to change, like, a whole giant cultural system, you have to do it from both the inside and out. And so that's exactly what Satsuki and Ryoko, like, that's what they are. Like, literally, Satsuki is the one going from the inside out, and Ryoko is, like, the complete outsider. Well, she appears to be a complete outsider at the start, but then the whole crazy Gynax shit happens.
It's true.
Yeah. Let's see. But yeah, oh my goodness, she's such a good character. And all of her friends are just so very, like, no, you will not hurt her. Or if you're going to hurt her, you're going to have to put in more effort than that.
It's true.
Let's see. Does Senketsu count as a character? I guess he does. Senketsu's, he talks, he develops.
A dude. He's fun.
Yeah.
He's a man.
He's kind of clothes. Kind of not.
He's kind of clothes, kind of man.
But he's also not clothes.
And he's also
man.
not man.
Yeah.
But he's
together,
also clothes and man.
They are man and clothes.
What kind of nonsense is this?
Incomprehensible garbage.
Yes, that's it. That's all we got.
Who else we've got? We've got the Elite Four, obviously. We've got Gamagori, the big beefy.
Beefy, dude. Dude's chunky.
Yeah, dude.
He's cool. I like him.
I love him.
He's a good man. I like him. He's on.
Got his license. Congratulations,
he
the
got
man.
his
He did.
license.
I love
20.
that.
At 20 years old.
He's doing 19. Almost 20. He's
Who
great.
else have we got? Nananon. Oh my goodness, Nananon. She's known Satsuki for the longest amount of time. I totally didn't forget her name. I just had to take a moment.
No one can forget her name. It's okay. No.
She'd beat me up if I forgot. That's why I had to remember.
With music, of course.
And that she does.
That's how you do it. You beat people up with music.
I like it. Who's that guy from the lead singer of The Offspring?
Mario.
Who he's like actually a professor. He's like got a PhD.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And but he said that like he's like, you know what, music. I feel like music does more for the world than teaching, and he actually said that he prefers doing music, but he does also teach. So you may have been professed by by the lead singer of The Offspring.
I've been professed.
That was a completely unrelated fact of the day.
It happens to the best of us.
Let's see. We've got the nerd. He's a nerd. Who cares about him? And then we got the monkey, who Sanagayama. I love him. He's great.
He got no eyes.
He got his ass beat a lot. Except at the end, he got his eyes back.
Yeah, that was the sickest fucking part, where she's like, do you think a blind man's blade would hit you? And he's like, no. And the fucking mask comes off and he has eyes again. And I'm like, yo! Oh, it was so sick. That was so awesome.
I don't know. I thought it was dumb, but it was like
no, that was so
dumb.
Cool. No,
it was the good
so
dumb.
Cool.
It was the good kind of dumb.
I loved it.
Who else is there? We got to talk about some of the like minor characters that don't really, like Shiro, who actually
Who?
yeah, he's the one with the mask thing on his face. He's part of the sewing club.
Yeah, he's cool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and so well, he's actually like he's important to the plot, but he kind of
his uncle's the
he's in
tea
the
guy.
background.
Yeah, he does. He does kind of sit in the back for a bit.
Yeah. Oh, and Sumagu. Oh,
He's
man.
got 2 things to tell you.
He has 2 things to tell you.
Shut up and get to working.
Okay.
We got Mako's
sorry.
family.
Ah, perverts.
Perverts.
Dude, Mama Monconcho
Dude, Ma.
could not stop staring at teacher, man.
Dude, that was very funny. Just directly staring at the dick.
Oh, yeah.
She's also great. Mommy, oh.
Honestly, she's probably like, she's easily one of my favorite characters.
Oh, she's such a good side, like, minor character.
Too bad we'll never know how her mystery croquettes are actually made.
Well, it's used with unidentifiable
Garbage.
garbo.
Still tastes great.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Delicious.
Who's the nudist beach blue hair guy? What's his name?
The teacher man.
The one that talks like this. Mickey Sugi.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse. No, Disney's gonna sue us. No.
No!
The podcast is deleted.
Guys, the podcast just got acquired by Disney Plus, so now every episode of the podcast
No.
is
Disney
on
could
Plus.
offer me $5 million, and I would say no.
If Disney offered me $5 million, I'd say yes. Let's get a new co-host.
I'd say sure. You can just have the podcast. We'll start a new one.
Yeah,
Take my $5 million and go.
No, and then we'll do the anime adjacent podcast. We'll just make a new one. I think that's it. I think that's great.
Let's see, who else have we got?
We got
that one
the
lady who
boomer.
helps Raggyo.
Sorry. We got Boomer, Old Man T-Man.
Oh
The
yeah,
butler.
the butler. He's good.
Yeah. He's fun.
Yeah. How Omaro. Yeah, that's Ray also.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's kind of just bad guy, and then kind of is there, and then she gets absorbed into.
Yeah, she gets sucked, and I said, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. But I think like in the OVA she plays, like she actually gets fleshed out a little bit. I think she's one of the few people. I think that's what happens in the OVA.
I see.
The OVA I wasn't too impressed with, but I also haven't seen it in a long time. I need to give it another watch, I guess.
I've not seen it, so
I don't know, but this isn't. Yeah.
this isn't about that.
Yeah. I don't even know where that OVA like came from. It was probably like on one of the Blu-ray or DVD sets.
Either Blu-ray or like Jump Fest or I don't know. There's always some goddamn event, and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this is when we show something,"
Yeah.
and then everyone goes ape shit,
Yeah.
and I go, "Wow."
Or you're JoJo and you just announce it on Easter Sunday.
Well, no, because they had an event today, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Fuck it, Easter baby."
Yeah.
Easter
So we
time.
totally just dated this episode.
Oh my
but,
god,
I mean,
this was created 4 days before we post it. Wow, wow.
but let's see what else is there here. I mean, there's Nui, but I don't want to talk about Nui. She's a bitch. I hate her. She sucks.
You know what? That's fair.
No. One thing I do want to talk about Nui is that, consistently she is animated with like the choppy one, like 100% of the time, and I like that because it makes her seem like not human and like a freak, and I'm like, that's good. Good characterization through animation.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And her she's like one of the only characters who consistently is like that 100% of the time. She like does like the spinning. They just rotate an image in Blender, and like that's what happens.
I like when they do it on the, like, they don't do it on the make her rotate like clockwise or counterclockwise.
Yeah, no.
The funniest one is when they do it in the Z axis.
Yeah,
That's so
I was
good.
like, that's good. We love that for them.
But I think that's about all the characters. If we missed one, I'm sorry.
If we missed one, oops.
It's okay. Yeah.
Oops.
But I guess we don't ever hear Junketsu talk.
Yeah.
So
I
sorry,
don't think he
Junketsu.
can talk.
Yeah, I don't know. She probably.
Who could say? Not I.
Yeah. Well, I guess there's Ryoko's dad, but who cares?
Well, he
dead.
was a hot young man, then he became an old man.
Yeah, I liked his hair. His hair looked super absurdly.
It's
over
so
the top.
stupid. It's so big. It's so dumb. I love it.
Yeah, it looks like one of those like how to draw manga books. Like
Yes!
American-made,
Oh
like, how
my
to draw
God.
manga books. Yeah.
Yes. 100%. Jesus H.
But yeah, do you have any other thoughts on the show or the characters?
I'll be real.
What's up?
3 times Ryuko lost her way. Count them 3 times. I was a little upset about that. I forgot she had like crises 3 times in the show. I was like, ah.
The whole time she did lose her way.
I can't believe it. This show lies.
Oh my God!
And for that, I'm docking it points.
No, I fucking was scrolling down on the Kill la Kill characters list, and at the bottom it just has Ludwig von Beethoven for music. That's so funny, and it has like one of his like stupid paintings of him. Yeah, oh my God, he's credited in like Full Metal Alchemist, Kill la Kill, One Piece. Like, oh, that's so funny.
If you could comment on, like, you can. We can write comments. We can be like,
yeah. Someone commented based on it. God, based king, absolute legend. Based. When's the next album coming? Beethoven, more like I'm a beat a hoe then. Thank you. Thank you, my anime list.
Wow.
Very cool. Guys.
Is it time?
Have you lost your way?
Yes.
I know,
Strayed from the path. I think we need someone to bring us back on track.
I've never brought anything on track.
Oh no. The guardrails are gone.
I'm gonna go play.
How am I supposed to safely walk over steps?
No.
Guys. Welcome to the 79th edition of Who's the Best Girl, the pilot podcast where each contestant puts forward their choice for Best Grill of the episode and duke it out for the title of Best Grill. Today, our contestants, once again, Season 4 hasn't changed. Pino, Garb, myself, and the Patreon. Who are you each advocating for?
Patreon and I, we pick the one, the only, Satsuki Kiryuin.
I picked Nonon.
I picked Mako.
All very respectable picks, I have to say.
Thank you.
But all of them would get their ass beat by Satsuki. Every single last one of them.
No.
Yeah.
Mako has plot armor and also fourth wall breaking armor, so...
You know what? That is true. She ascends space and time.
And you know what? Nonon follows Satsuki a lot, so, whatever she says is law. So if she's getting her ass whooped, she's getting her ass whooped.
But,
guys,
I mean, Nonon on her own, is still...
Guys,
she's so sassy.
Guys.
I love her.
Mako's the best character in my best grill for a few simple reasons. 1, she's a goofy. She's wonderful. She has no brain. She has 0% brain capacity, just like me, and I appreciate that. She's wonderful, and she has a JoJo outfit, and like that's it. That's it. Like, what else do you want from me? She's so good.
But head empty, bro.
Yeah, me too. I'm head empty.
Oh.
Yeah, you
Well,
fool.
then carry on.
I am. I do.
How do you keep up with her though? She's literally bouncing off the walls nonstop.
I grab her and I do the little spin around and then put her on the
We're
ground.
on a trip to hell, gonna go down.
I mean, you suplex her, just boom.
Yeah, I'll give her an RKO.
I don't know, man. That's too much energy, bro.
Nah.
You know what isn't a lot of energy? Listening to music. And you know what? Nonon makes music.
What?
And you know what? That's all that you really need at this time. Especially Beethoven.
Beethoven. I don't know. I think Nonon asleep. You know why?
You're punk.
She's a punk.
You're a punk.
No, you're a punk.
That's why I like her.
And she's a snake. She's a snake.
Snakes are cool.
Yeah,
You know who else? You know who else is depicted with snakes? Boa Hancock. So checkmate.
Well, I never said Vo has never been my 100% hundo.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Bro,
shit.
you know Odin took that spot.
There's no Odin here. There's no food. There's no food related things here other than croquettes.
Yeah, what do you mean? The whole Mako's whole goddamn family is food based.
I don't know, man. Mystery food based, more like it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm not gonna turn that down.
I don't know.
She's
Well,
perfect,
that's it.
guys.
Satsuki wins because she.
No,
would kick
Satsuki
everyone's
loses because Satsuki is no longer has big.
ass. Satsuki would step and crush on all of you.
I
Not
mean,
just
I
the
wouldn't
characters.
say no.
Exactly, and that's why she wins.
No.
You can't handle it.
No.
You
I
can't handle the truth.
You think I can't handle a little bit of stepping?
Have
Imagine
we got any
that.
emails?
Yeah.
Cool.
One. Alex says, battle question. 1 billion bull sharks versus one of every Pokemon. Who would win? Assuming the sharks have the ability to breathe air and walk on land during the fight, but must go back into the water once every hour. Pokemon. Easy.
Well, I mean, the Pokemon, because they got more elemental advantage.
Also,
Yeah.
they can fly. You have
Yeah.
God.
You
have things
literally
that-
have Kyogre, which can just like destroy the sea, and with like Kyogre plus Groudon plus Rayquaza all working together,
Guys.
that's enough right there to just.
Like, I don't even know. Like, there's no question. There might be a billion of them, but like, what's a billion gonna do to a flying man?
Oh, and that's not even to mention that they can literally manipulate space and time.
It's true.
Well,
It's
so
not
ghost
fair
Pokemon,
to the
they're
bull
ghosts.
sharks.
Also,
Maybe
you have
5 billion
Stunfisk.
bull sharks would stand a chance.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Pokemon would win though. Easy money, no contest.
Easy money.
Yeah,
No
if we're
content.
counting legendaries and mythicals, Pokemon win.
Well, yeah, that's one of every Pokemon. So yeah.
Run the
Okay.
simulation.
That's it, guys. Simulation Pokemon wins. Thank you for your questions. Email us at funkyanimePodcast@gmail.com. There's no other email addresses. That's literally it. There's never
lying.
been.
No. You're
Never
a fool.
been. I've never fooled anyone in my life. I only speak the truth.
So, real quick, once again, before we get into the miscellaneous, just want to thank the lovely patrons one more time.
Yeah.
Because y'all are great. But, miscellaneous. I want to take some of the themes of the show too seriously and complain about clothes. I hate ties. I think ties are a scam.
Ties are scammed. It's true.
They're expensive. So are like dress suits. That's it's too much money. It's horseshit. You can't
making
even wash
fun?
them in the washing machine. You have to-
Imagine
You're making
bro,
fun
that's-
of my
that's
profile
so
picture?
washed.
That's kind of cringe.
What'd you say?
You're making fun of my profile picture, bro.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot. I'm sorry, Pino. That's it. Literally in the plot. Oh wait, you
It's
don't have it.
You're a.
Let's see. Oh no,
It's
you
a clip-on tie. I requested that
Aha!
specifically.
There we go. We're
See,
safe.
Easy.
We're safe. But like my grandma complains about having to wear a bra, and what do you know? Bra was invented by man.
We hate man. Guys, man
Pretty
kind of
sus.
cringe.
Pretty sus. Anyway,
That's all we have
Clothes
to say
are
on
evil.
clothes.
Real clothes
I
are
like wearing
evil.
hats. I'm sorry.
language is sometimes a little evil too.
Language is
But-
fiction.
Honestly, kind of yeah. But let's see. I want to talk about if you want to since we're at the point where anyone who's listening has probably already watched the show. I had I had something pointed out to me where I never really realized it, but the whole bloodletting thing, that could be a big no-no for some people. So be careful.
Yeah, there's a
who you
lot of
recommend
there's
the
a
show
lot
to.
of fucking blood.
Yeah,
Like 100%,
So,
a lot of blood here.
yeah,
Stylized blood.
most of the time, yeah. Well,
we see it in the opening. They literally slash each other and they paint the
sick,
the
though.
words.
So sick though.
They have many different styles of blood too. Oh man, whenever Satsuki first puts on Junketsu and like she moves her foot and like her toe smears the blood. Oh, that's such a clean shot, dude.
I hate toes.
No comment.
That's the only comment I have.
What else? That's all the miscellaneous I've got. What have y'all got?
I don't. It's good. That's my miscellaneous. I don't
have a miscellaneous, unfortunately.
The fucking flashbacks in a 4:3 ratio was funny. It was good.
Yeah,
Smart.
that's pretty cool.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. I probably have some stuff that as I go to sleep tonight, I'll think of and be like, shit, should have brought it up. But I'll bring it up in the Patreon chat.
That's how it always is.
Yeah. But are we really going to have to rate this? See, this is what I've been dreading. We're going to have to rate this show.
Yes, we are.
I'm going to hate ending the podcast after all of our rankings.
Guys, I can't believe this is the last episode.
We can just forget to rate this one and just not bring it up again.
No. That's the whole point of the show.
I'm kind of teetering on like 4.85 and 4.9.
I'm surprised. I thought you were going to give it a 5, my friend. Why so low?
I thought about it, but I mean, it's not quite perfect. Like Death Note, like that is, it's not perfect either, but I don't know. I did really like this show, perfect. And this is the show that reinstilled my, admiration of anime, but it may be a 5. Come back to me. What do y'all think?
I like this show a lot, but there's also a bunch of like kind of gripes and little problems that I have with it. Like sometimes the cheap animation, like choppy ones hit, and sometimes it just like I'm just like, come on, man. You really?
We know you can do better. Yeah.
Like I've seen what other Trigger and what other these animators have done in the past, and I'm like, come on. I do, and like some of the story is just like nonsensical. Like sometimes it's just like I don't understand what this is. Like I'm really doing my best, and like I think there are better shows. I still do like I do like how it is and how it works, but there's just points on it where I'm just like, it could have been better. Especially the pacing in the first half really is like my biggest gripe. It's like, come on, you could figure it out. So I'm gonna give it a 4.3. Still very good score, but like the pacing in the first half really does it dirty, because once you get to the second half, it's to the 10s all the way through. I feel
like the middle pacing is. I think the first part's pacing is fine. I think it lulls out in the middle, but I don't know. It's valid. That's valid.
Interesting, because my issue is with near the ending of the.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I think it gets a little too over the top, which I don't mind. Again, this is a show where you just don't really, you're not in it for the deep philosophical and mind-boggling story and characters. You're there for the action and the visuals, which has plenty of, which is great. Which is why I both love and hate the ending, and the ending parts, and enjoy them. I think it got a little too big for its britches near the end, where despite and they knew, because they were just like, what is this nonsensical garbage? I was like, you got a little too carried away, but I like that.
No,
I thought the beginning and the middle was cool, because you got like you kind of like the whole focus was about the school at initially, and I thought that was like pretty ingenious. Like, this is a school run like island and everything. And then they kind of like, it felt awkward going back every time. They're like, oh, let's go back to Hanoji Academy to progress the plot. I'm like, you don't really have to do that, which is, it was all right. Like, it worked for what it is, but I'd like to have seen more of the area, kind of like, and which is why it was so cool with the raid trip when they went to the Kansai region with all those other schools, seeing everybody else. It was great. Characters are great. Sound was amazing. Like, you can't knock off any of those sound effects, as well as the soundtrack. It was just It's over the top. It was exactly what you need to get the blood pumping, pun intended. And it was nice coming back to something that is a show that we like. It's literally been like 4 or 5 years since I've last watched it. So It's good. The issue that I did bring up earlier with Ryuko just like losing her way 3 times, that was getting old.
Yeah,
because like the first time she's like, I'll never doubt again, and then it's like, but
time
bro,
to doubt.
time to doubt, and it's like, okay, this is the last time. Time to doubt. I'm like, come on, Ryuko. Like, I get it. Like, they needed to build some tension, but that was, you could have just had that one and done near the end, and I would have been happy with that.
Yeah.
I kind of draw a comparison, which is a little unfair to Gurren Lagann, where you get Simone, who also gets into that little lull of things, and it's not just focused on him afterwards. It's like you get Rossio in the little lull of things, and you get the human race, and just like we can't do this, it's hopeless. Like, it's never the same character being sad over again until the end, of course, where everybody gets kind of like dunked on by the anti-spirals. But 1 or twice would have been good, but 3 times I was just like, oh, come on. Despite that, I really enjoyed it, so I'll give it a point higher than what Chuck did, of a 4.4.
Wow. Well,
What do you mean,
I'm going to
wow?
stick to my 4.85.
Okay.
I'm going to stick there because I really like this show. I know it's not perfect, but I like it.
It's a good show. I'd show people the show as long as they're okay with blood and nudity, in a sense.
Yeah. And I mean,
But that's cool.
They
Cool
also-
vibes all around.
they also need to be the kind of person that's going to appreciate the like wacky nonsense at the end.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
fuck,
Yeah.
the,
Like,
the
that's not for
absolute
everyone.
bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's because I mostly like binged through this show, and thankfully I've already seen it, or I would have had no idea what the fuck was happening.
It's true.
Yeah.
So split up watching this show. I recommend your for anyone this show to just like don't watch in like 3-episode bursts.
Yeah. Take a break if you need
Take
to.
a breath. Get some water. Stay hydrated.
So what are we watching next time?
Guys,
What are we watching
guys,
next
it's
time?
been a hot second since we've done anything. And as such, it's our duty to be benevolent gods over our patrons. And when I say benevolent gods, I mean we bend to their will any way we can. So, for the next Patreon-picked episode of the podcast, I will be hosting. And that episode will be on Noragami, the Studio Bones 2014 hit show that has been on my list forever, and now we finally get to watch it. It was going to be something else,
Noragami.
but we're watching Noragami instead.
Never heard of it. I just know there's a scarf guy, I think.
Yeah,
There's a guy with a scarf.
Yeah, he
or
was-
an ascot, whichever it is.
you can touch my ascot any day.
No, I don't think I will.
Okay. But yeah, that's it.
Not
That's what
bad.
we're doing. So we're watching both Noragami and Noragami Arigato. So
Was that 25 episodes?
yes,
Cool.
All right.
total.
Pretty cool.
So it's all good.
Is there a dub?
I don't. Yeah, I think it was licensed by Funimation, so I would assume there's a dub.
Cool.
Hey, man.
What's up?
That's pretty hype.
Yeah,
2 hours.
that's
That was
it.
quite the episode.
Quite the episode. I expected it to be long.
We've really stripped ourselves down. Gotta say.
Guys, I'm naked.
So, what are your final thoughts here, my friends?
I'm cold.
Don't lose your way.
Don't lose your way. That's it.
That's
the
it.
lesson.
That's it.
Don't lose
Tell your
way.
mom not to lose her way.
Tell your
Tell-
mom not to.
Tell your mom, don't lose your way, and that's it. She'll be very confused. She'll be like, "Wow, you usually come in every other Wednesday to tell me that you love me, but now you're telling me to not lose my way."
She's like, thanks,
Just
kid.
don't.
I'm not gonna lose
Yeah.
my way. My
That's
sweetheart.
Exactly.
Guys, we did it.
Don't be afraid.
We're the
That's the
guys.
show.
We're fucking anime men.
Wow.
That's
We're
it.
fam.
Fam.
Dude, we're fam.
We're not
dude.
bae, we're fam. Can't believe it. We're just fam.
That's pretty lit, as the kids say.
Okay,
Kids
that's
still
it.
say that.
No. Anyway, bye guys. Tell your mom you love her. Not to lose her way.